If you're a language student and you're looking for ideas on how you can use technology to help you to study vocabulary, particularly to use some of the new AI technologies that we've got available, or if you're a teacher and you're looking for ideas that you can perhaps pass on to your students around how to study vocabulary, this is the video for you. I've been a teacher since 1987. But I've also been a language student, and I'm actually on my fourth language now, studying a very difficult language, which is Polish. And I'm going to show you some of the techniques that I use. Now, what I'll do is I'll focus on technologies that have a free option. So you literally will be able to do all these ideas and actually try to implement them without necessarily spending any money. Really hope you like the video. And if you do, please like it, please share it, please comment on it. And of course, join me on my YouTube channel. Let's get started. If you're a language learner and you don't know about this technology, take a look at it because it's free, it's specifically for language learners, and it works in multiple languages. Remember, this is actually for language learners and for language teachers. So all of these activities that it will do for you, including, for example, making a list of vocabulary or writing for you a text at a certain level or helping you to translate words or generating dialogues on topics, etc., etc. All of this it does for free and in multiple languages. Now, let me just point out one thing about the free option. You can basically use the free option for up to 5 activities a day. So you could use this on a daily basis without paying, but you may even want to look into the actual paid tool. I'm using the free account at the moment. Let me give you 2 or 3 ideas, and then you'll need to obviously look at the technology in more detail. I'm going to choose this one, create a text on any topic. And one thing that you can do, which is really clever, is let's say choose a topic, and I'm going to do football, okay? And I don't need to put in any specific words. It will generate the text for me. I want the genre of the text to be kind of just like an article. And I want the level to be around, well, the length to be around 250 to 300 words, level to be at B1. But if I come over here on the left-hand side, look at this, see, I've got loads and loads of languages that I can choose from. Now, I'm studying Polish, so I'm going to get it, or I would normally get it to write a text in Polish. But for this example, we'll do it in English. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click on Do the Magic. And now it's going to write that text for me in English. Now that in itself is not that amazing. We could easily get lots of the kind of AI tools to do this, but what is clever is that now I can build activities around that. It says to me, don't stop, create more. And what you can do is take that text that it's already generated for you, and now you could add some activities around it. And what I'm going to do is click on fill in the gaps. I'm going to make myself a gap fill activity to practice the vocabulary. And this is lovely because all I need to do is, for example, to select the word. Let's say I want to use this word here, together. I can select that word and turn that into a gap, or select that word and turn it into a gap. So I could select some of the difficult words in the text, for example, and turn them into gap fill. Now I'm just going to do a few more, really easy. You just literally select the word, and you can even select a couple of words. So this is going to be a really good way of kind of creating an exercise around the key vocabulary. And then what you do is click on Do the Magic once you've selected all your words, and it will kind of make a gap fill activity for you, okay? Which you, of course, can then copy. So once you've got it, you click on this button here to copy it, and then you could do that activity. All right, it gives you the words at the top, and you just would copy here and paste that into a Word file, etc. Now, of course, you could have also copied the text as well, and then again put that into a Word file. Now I'm going to just click back because I just want to show you a couple more of the technologies. Another really useful one for us as language learners is that we can actually get it to generate essential vocabulary, okay, on a list of words. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to say, right, I want words around football. But this time I will do it in Polish just to show you a little bit of the sort of, because it could be really useful for me. I'm going to choose, for example, any area, not just nouns, verbs, adjectives, but any. And then again, I get this chance to choose a level. Well, my level in Polish is around B1. I'm going to click on Do the Magic, and hopefully it's going to give me a nice list of words that I should learn in Polish if I want to talk about the topic of football. Now, that in itself is quite useful, but of course maybe I don't know what all these words mean and I might want to have a translation. Of course there's lots of other tools that I could use to check the but if we come down here, then you will notice that you've got a few options. Look, word translation matching. So you can even click on that button there and it's going to take all of those words and translate them into English and turn that into a matching activity, okay? And there we get all the words, and then you can see. Now the great thing for you as a student is that you would get the answers underneath as well. And again, you could copy that. So I'd really look into this tool as a way of studying languages because of the fact that it's got so many useful different technologies that we can use, and you can use up to 5 of them per day for free. Okay, hope you found that useful if you're a language student, and if you did, please like the video because it really helps me to boost my YouTube channel. If you're a teacher and you want to know more about TWE, because you can actually create activities in TWE and then do them online, and then you can see which students have done the activities, etc. Watch the video that's on the screen now and I go into much more detail. I'm now going to show you another incredible technology for learning languages, and what I love about this technology is that it's got more than 30 activity types and it's nearly all around vocabulary, and you can really make some interesting activities for yourself, perfect for your studies. Let me show you. I'm going to show you an incredible technology now. Look how popular this technology is. Currently 90 million activities have been created using it. And if I clicked on create activity, look at how many activity types you can create. Now you are limited if you use the free tool, and I'm going to explain exactly how it works. But this can be brilliant for doing lots of different language activities, particularly around vocabulary and syntax and sentences, etc. Let me just show you a couple of the examples. So if I went over to this one here called Unjumble. Let's imagine I'm studying English and I've got some sentences in English that I want to practice. So what I can do is I can just write in those sentences here. Let's say we were practicing in the past. I'm going to say, I ate some cheese. I'm just going to write a few sentences in the past, okay? And then I'm going to put here, I played tennis in the morning. And then I'll do a couple more. So I'm going to click on the end and say, I drove to the school. Okay, I'm making really simple sentences, but of course they could be much longer. And then I'm going to put in the afternoon I rested. Okay, so very simple, putting some sentences in, nothing more than that. Look what happens if I click on done, and now I played the game. What it does is it kind of makes these sentences where I've got to put them in the right order. So it's like, I ate some cheese. And then it'll move on to the next one, okay? So this is great language practice for kind of I played tennis in the morning, etc., etc. Just a super quick break from the video just to say, if you do like the video, then please come over to teachertrainingvideos.com. There are loads more free videos on the site. I specialize in making videos that show language teachers how to use technology. One other thing, if you sign up to the newsletter at the moment, then you will get a free 14-part course where I show you some of the key technologies that we can use in language teaching. There really are no tricks. Nearly everything that I highlight is free. That was all. Let's get back to the video. Okay, so that's just one game. If we were to look on create activities, you can see there's matching activities and flashcards and spinning the wheel and sorting into groups, and all these activities can be done. Let me just show you one more example. Let's say we're going to do label a diagram. Okay, and what I can do is I can add an image. So let's say I'm going to do a computer. Okay, so I'm going to look for a picture of a computer, and I'll use this one here. So I'm going to click on, let's use this one here. I'm going to click on that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to design an activity where I'm going to write some words in English that I need to practice. So I'm going to put screen, and then I'm going to put keyboard. Okay, and then I'm going to put computer. And then I'm going to put, let's put cable, be a good one to write in. And then let's do mouse. and then we could do stand. So we could practice all sorts of words. Now, all I need to do is line them all up. So stand will be here. Just make sure that you kind of line it right up with the object, okay? Number 5, mouse would be here. Number 4, cable would be, oh dear, that's going to be tricky, but you should be able to do it. Cable there. And then number 3, going to do computer, which will be here. Number 2, keyboard will be here. And then number 1, screen will be here. Now I can even record the words. So if I click on this button here, I could add the audio. And so I've got it in English, and I'm going to choose a male voice. Now just click on this button here.
Screen.
And then you've got to click on OK. And then you've turned that into audio as well.
Keyboard.
Okay. Okay, so I won't do any more. You get the idea. You can add the sound. I'll click on done. And now when you went to play this game, so if you clicked on play, you would have to kind of, basically you have to drag the word in and connect it to the correct one, yeah. And obviously the ones that have got sound would now kind of be
keyboard.
Would also be, you'd be able to hear what they're saying. So it's absolutely brilliant. Okay, I love that. Now, what I love about this one, again, I can submit the answers once I finish. But if we just click on create activities, it's the number of activities. Now, I want to explain to you how the free tool works. If you choose to use this for free, you can only make up to 3 activities. However, what you can do with those 3 activities is use them again and again and again and again. So, for example, I've got my 3 activities here, but if I click on this one and click on edit, I can actually come in and completely change this content and use it with another for another activity. So let's say, for example, that I'm going to practice the past now. All right, so I'm going to say I drove to school, and then let's do another one here. I ate some fish for breakfast. Okay, I'm just giving you a quick example of how you can just update, and then suddenly let's just change that to I played the guitar. Okay, again, I could add the sound, but I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to put the part. Obviously now these sentences are in the past, they're not in the present. Okay, so I'm not choosing another game, I'm just creating the game but with new content, and now you see I can play it. So I could use this game now forever. And again, recreate, and of course I can add more sentences. I've only put 3 sentences. We can always add more sentences if we want to do that, okay? So we can continually edit and use this game. The only problem that we've got is that we are limited to 3 games. So you've kind of got to choose the 3 games that you want to practice in Wordwall, and then you can use them again and again and again. And there's so much to look at. Now, one thing as well is you might want to look into, and I don't have any special offer, but look at the price that this is. It's actually very reasonable, and you get tons and tons, of course, of activity types. I really like Wordwall. Okay, hope you can see a little bit the potential of Wordwall, and if you want to learn more about it, watch the video that's on the screen now, and I go into much more detail. Please don't forget as well to like the video if you're finding this useful. I'm going to move on now and show you a few more ideas, and I'm actually going to connect back a little bit to Wordwall with these ideas. I'm going to introduce some more technologies, again free, and this one's completely free, and just show you some more ideas around the sorts of things that I do to study Polish. What I'm going to show you now is one of my favourite ways of kind of learning languages, and I'll do this in English. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for shopping in English, okay, as an example, and I press on enter. So lots of podcasts are going to come up, and there's something that I can do straight away that's going to make it more interesting. I can click over here on the filters, and what I can do is I can stipulate that I want, for example, only videos that are 4 to 20 minutes long, and also that I want, and you have to click again, filters of videos with subtitles. Now this is really important because as soon as we get videos with subtitles, there are some really interesting things that we can do. Well, let me show you. For example, if I click on this video now, notice we get the subtitles here on the screen, but also if you come underneath and you click on more, you will notice that there is now a button called transcript. Okay, now obviously some subtitles are automated in YouTube, but that's not what we're looking at here. We're looking at where the people that uploaded the video have actually put the transcript in. So if we click here, suddenly that transcript will come available to us here on the right hand side. And one thing we can do with that transcript is that we can toggle off the timestamps. Now we can be playing this video, and for example, let's say that we got a particular sentence that we don't understand. We could just copy that sentence. Okay, let's say for example this one here, and I'm going to jump over to Google Translate. So I'm just going to click on that, come to Google Translate, and I'm going to paste in that sentence. Let's imagine that I'm learning English and I'm a Spanish speaker, and if I want to get the translation of that particular word, I can then put it in and get the translation. Now, interesting enough, another thing that I can do is I can actually save that word. So I can click on this button here, okay, and it saves that particular word, and I can see all my saved sentences by just clicking here, and it will show me all the sentences. Now, obviously, I'm always doing this in Polish. I already speak Spanish, but I'm just trying to demonstrate how it would work. But you can see below, you can undo a word if you don't want to keep it saved by just clicking on the star. You can see here lots of sentences that I'm currently studying in Polish. There's 7 of them. And you may notice as well that you can actually click and listen to them. Now obviously this could be in multiple languages. Notice if you click here, you've got loads and loads of languages when you're working with this technology, okay? So it's very, very useful. So this is one way that I work. I'll be working with a video with the subtitles here on the right hand side, and every time I come across a sentence or a word that I don't understand, I just simply copy it and I quickly jump over and put it into Google Translate, so that I can then save that word, click on save, and I've got it in my list. Now, one interesting thing that you can do with this list, and this is amazing, watch this. You can click on this button here, which is export to Google Sheets, and it will open up the sheets. Now, I have kind of covered this in previous videos, but I'm going to do something different with it here. And we get the words in a Google Sheet. Now, if we just open up the 2 margins, what we can do now is we could copy those sentences. Now we could either just copy the ones in Polish or whatever language we're learning, or if we want, we could have it both in Polish and in English. And then I'm going to copy, okay, I won't copy the top one because that's in Spanish. So I'm going to copy all those sentences. Now I could jump back to Wordwall, for example, and this is a really clever little trick that you can do in Wordwall, okay? And if I click, for example, I'm going to have to make a new activity. So let me just log into my account. So I do actually have a paid account as well as a free account in Wordwall. And I'm going to click on create activity. And I'm going to do a match-up activity where I'm going to be matching the Polish and the English together. And watch this. I'm just going to click on the top box. And then I'm going to paste in. And now notice I've got all the sentences in Polish and all the sentences in English, like a matching activity. Now I could add the audio by clicking here and just adding the audio in as well. Remember, it generates the audio. Okay, I can do that as well. In fact, I did that wrong there actually. I have to click on that again because I didn't remove that, and just do it again. Make sure that I set it to Polish. Because that's the language I'm learning. Okay, so let me just come down to the correct one, put it on Polish. Now it's going to work properly.
Moja dynia spadła z wrażenia.
Okay, now if I play this game, what happens in this game? It's a matching activity. Okay, so I've connected this obviously to the vocabulary that I've got from a YouTube video, and then I've got to basically drag in the words. Yeah, I'm just doing this really quickly to show you. And then afterwards, I would obviously check to see if I've got the answers wrong or wrong. And then click on submit, and it would tell me if I got the answers wrong. So starting from YouTube, but you remember you've got to find videos that have got the transcripts. Then you can access the transcript and open it here on the right-hand side. Select the words that you want to learn, and then save them into your Google Translate, and then transfer them over to technologies like Wordwall. Now, if you want to learn more about YouTube and what you can do with YouTube in language learning, watch the video that's on the screen now. It's going to be really helpful. It's one that I made specifically about YouTube and language learning. One final recommendation, I have made a video where I go into Google Translate in a lot more detail. That's proved quite a popular video, and if you want to watch that, I'll put that on the screen. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Okay, really hope you liked the video, and if you do, please come over to teachertrainingvideos.com. There's hundreds more videos on the website. There's a really popular section on teaching and using AI. I specialise in making videos to help language teachers use technology. If you want to sign up to the newsletter, then that way you can keep up with all the latest videos, the free webinars that we run, the courses that we run, etc. And at the moment, if you sign up to the newsletter, there is a special 14-part free course that you'll be sent. You'll be sent a video about every 3 or 4 days that really just focuses on the most popular technologies on my YouTube channel that teachers have reacted to, and that really builds up into a really nice course and gives you a strong basis in using technology in language teaching. It's completely free, and literally everything that I show you is a free technology. If you'd like to have live training with me, then think about joining me on Patreon. On Patreon, for $6 a month, you get 3 free videos from me each month without any advertisements in them. But the important thing is those videos are connected to a monthly webinar that we have where we meet live. And we normally work with the technology that we focused on that month, or sometimes it's 2 technologies, and we do activities and really learn to use those technologies well, so that then you can try those out in class or online with your students. The other interesting thing about joining me on Patreon is that actually you get access to all of the backdated material. So there's over a year of videos and live training. This training is very practical with lots and lots of ideas about things that you can do in the class or online with your students teaching languages. So it's much more practical than the YouTube videos, and you get that as part of the $6 a month. Okay, I'm going to leave some more videos on the screen that I think you might find useful.